Hi everyone, Mckaiser Dragon here, and today we are doing something a little different. We are reacting to. Let me move this back down. What's the new on Raid? This was released 15 minutes ago on YouTube, and yeah, well, let's see what's going on in Raid. All
It's
right,
next in Raid episode of 2023. It's only fitting that we kick the year off with some huge news
Larena
about
hard
what's coming to
mode,
the game. So,
quality of
let's
life.
waste
I
no
love
time in getting right
quality
into it.
of life
First
and
up,
new champions.
let's start with the new PvE content. We are supercharging some of our familiar dungeon bosses, making for a really tough endgame challenge. Introducing Hard Mode Dungeons. When we say hard
Oh dear God, dude.
mode, we mean hard mode. These aren't just minor buffs and tweaks. We've really changed up the mechanics and
Tainted.
abilities of these bosses, adding devilish
So they're tainted. Dude, no, I don't want to do Ice Golem. Oh my God.
new twists to old classics. That's not to say you'll have to change how you approach dungeons entirely. Old stages will remain the same, with these remix dungeons being accessible via 10 extra stages for the Dragon's Lair, Ice Golem's Peak, Fire Knight's Castle, and Spider's Den. So,
If they make the quality of the artifacts you get from the old dungeons worse and make these better, I'm gonna lose my shit. Because everyone talks about, oh my God, it's gonna be better loot. We just want the loot to be okay, in my opinion. We want the loot. I don't know, man. Like, because it's still 5 and 6 star gear.
now, let's meet our combatants. Iron via Castle and Spider for the Dragon's Lair, Ice Golem's Peak.
I don't see any red, so it's not like Hydra where you're getting pieces of gear that can be like +5, or technically 5 rolls into them, right? So I don't know. This is
Peak, Fire Knight's Castle, and Spider's Den. So, let's meet our combatants. These bosses weren't exactly nice to start off with, but a creeping darkness has tainted them even further. They're tougher, stronger, and more brutal than their regular counterparts. So, bring your A game.
Are they bringing back enemies max HP damage, or are they still keeping that under suppression?
Let's start with the noxious dragon, its tainted Hellraiser. Rather than more fire,
sick.
this malevolent fiend has doubled down on horrific poisons. His mephitic fire skill will apply twice as many poison debuffs as its normal counterpart, Wall of Fire, and it beefs up tainted Hellraiser with a 50% increase attack buff for good measure. Also, his secret skill,
What's this? Why do I see 3 stars there?
Toxic Incineration, will activate all poison debuffs on your champions at once. This caustic explosion can deal major damage, so be sure to
That's
bring
insane.
someone who can cleanse these poisons from your team. Now, let's take a look at Tainted Clysis and see what new tricks he's hiding up his frozen sleeves. Debilitating Frost will remove all debuffs from Tainted Clysis and decrease your team's turn meter by 30%. Also, he's
on,
now
man.
utterly immune to poisons. Makes sense, seeing as he's literally made from ice.
Oh,
So,
come on.
how do you
What?
defeat something made of ice? You melt it. HP Burn is your friend here. It deals 10% more damage to Tainted Clysis and destroys
Okay.
the max HP of his minions, making it easier to put them back into the ground whenever they get dragged back into the fight. Needless to say, some teams that used to shine in this dungeon will be getting the cold shoulder from Tainted Clysis instead.
Yep.
Be prepared to change your teams accordingly. Next up,
Interesting.
the Ice Golem's hot-tempered counterpart,
Oh, no.
Tainted Fyro, the Fire Knight. If you thought his shield was nasty before, just wait until you see it now. It goes from needing 12 hits to break in stage 25 of normal mode to needing 21 hits in stage 10 of hard mode.
Oh,
and that's
come
not even your biggest
on.
worry. Attacking Tainted Fyro's shield will destroy your champion's max HP by 1%. Need more HP destruction? His Corrupting Blaze
Okay.
skill also destroys your team's HP by 15% of
Where-
the damage
where's
dealt.
my mouse? Okay, so immediately I see you're gonna need a healer with the blessing that removes What is it called again?
Blaze skill also destroys your team.
Yeah, destroyed max HP. There we go. So you're definitely gonna need that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I know all the professionals will be like, "This is too
HP
easy."
by 15% of the damage dealt. Meaning,
over time, we'll see how easy it is.
whatever he does, your HP is taking a hit. You'll need to find a way to counter this, or else Tainted Fyro will be carving through your champions like a hot knife through butter. Oh, and he's immune to turn meter reduction too.
Oh, that's not fair, dude. That's like why? If we can't do enemies max HP, like
Sorry,
it's
all you
gonna
Cold
be-
Heart and Allure fans.
I mean, still does nice damage.
However, all hope is not lost. Turns out Tainted Fyro just needs to chill out. Okay, using
be
freeze
frozen?
may not literally freeze him, but it will cause him to lose 15% of his turn meter per freeze debuff. Cool.
Oh,
Let's move on to our next
okay.
star, Tainted Scavag, and her endless brood of spiderlings. The change
I still don't like that. There's not a lot of units that do multi-hit with freeze on their A1. This is going to be very challenging.
to her dungeon should send shivers down your spine. First,
Oh
Tainted
my
Scavag is immune to turn meter reduction.
Bro, why two? I mean, technically, that's almost all of them. I think the only one that is Ice Golem. Because Dragon's already immune. Now Fire Knight's immune. Now the Spider is immune. This is dumb.
And HP burn. We're not kidding. In fact, if you've got HP burn on her spiderlings, each AP burn activation will now partially heal her. So you'll definitely want to avoid that. Also, her spiderlings are immune to freeze, so that old trick won't save you either. However, where one door closes, another one opens. Each time a spiderling dies, Scavag loses a chunk of her HP. So, upping your area of effect game and blasting her entire clutch to Kingdom Come is now a viable strategy. Another saving grace is that hard mode spiderlings aren't any tougher than they are on stage 25 of normal mode. So if you can splat them there, you can splat them here. Overall, hard mode dungeons live up to their name, and taking them on is well worth the effort. Along with yielding greater rewards and more event or clan v clan tournament points, hard mode dungeons will also drop mythical artifacts and accessories.
Oh, they do. Oh my god. More stress on my head, dude. Oh my god. How am I supposed... I can't even do stage 25.
Until now, you could only get mythical artifacts from Hydra battles, but it wasn't exactly an easy location to farm. Once hard mode dungeons go live, you'll get to choose which sets to hunt for and have more ways to earn mythical artifacts and accessories. And trust me, you'll want these mythical goodies to prepare for the challenges we've got cooking this year.
No.
Speaking of challenges, we all know that the best thing in life is to crush your enemies,
Live arena.
climb the ranks of the arena, and become the best in the world. But until now, you can only test your strength against AI-controlled defense teams, and we know you all dreamed of more than that. You want to go head-to-head with other players to feel the thrill of real...
Will this be like Summoner's War level? Or will this be like... just like some third-party RTA? And will there be rewards? I know in Summoner's War, you get a bunch of free rewards. And you can use, like, you get tokens and you buy stuff with those tokens, and it's all free. There's no pay to win at all. Even if you're like low tier, all you have to do is use your 30 attacks a day, and you're golden.
Real-time PvP, and test your skill against opponents as cunning as you are.
Whoa, what is this? Are they doing it for both Live Arena for 3v3?
Now, at last, we can say that dream is becoming reality. Live Arena is coming to Raid. We're super excited about it and can't wait to see how Raid's PvP scene will evolve after the feature goes live. We won't go into too much detail today, so consider this an appetizer before a full feature preview video later this year.
Okay.
Live Arena will be available to all players who are level 50 and above. You can queue up.
Why? I would say 70 for Raid. Holy cow.
For battles several times a day on a set schedule. a necessary measure to avoid long wait times in a PvE-focused game like Raid.
Wait, what did they
Once
say?
you've
I
a
missed that.
necessary measure to above, you can queue up for battles several times a day on a set schedule, a necessary measure to avoid long
4 times a day.
wait times in a PvE-focused game like Raid. Once you've queued up, you'll be added to the matchmaking pool, and you'll get matched up against an opponent as soon as possible. After pairing up with an opponent, the Battle of Wits begins with picking champions. During this phase, both players will pick their champions one by one, building a team
This looks just like Summoner's War. You pick your team of 5, you ban one. I like
of
that.
5. Each player will then get to ban a single enemy champion from the fight and choose their team leader. No doubt.
I hope they do what Summoners War do and reduce the timer if they run down the time and don't do anything. A lot of people in Summoners War like to just have, like, also, like, if you don't pick, it picks from, like, the first slot, right? So you just have, like, 5 or 6 units that you want to be picked. Mainly 5, because sometimes, they might pick your units, but... And then they just put down their phone. And for the longest time, they didn't reduce the timer if they didn't do anything. So if it's 30 seconds and they don't touch their phone, it should go down to like 15 and then 5. So it speeds it up, or else you're sitting there 30 seconds per monster and it takes forever. And then you got to pick a leader skill on top of that.
Get to ban a single enemy champion from the fight and choose their team leader. No doubt some of you more devious players will come up with plenty of mind games for this. Oh, and one thing to mention, you won't be able to use duplicate champions in the higher
Yep.
live arena tiers.
Same
Once
in
the
Summoners
teams have
War.
been drafted, the battle begins. It won't be
So pick. So we'll see how the meta develops, but yeah, it's gonna be, I don't know, in Raid's a different beast than Summoner's War.
all that different as far as core mechanics are concerned, except you're fighting a real human. So be prepared for nasty surprises that the AI could never come up with. All phases in battle will have an overall time limit and a limit on player turns. Should the overall time limit run out, both players will receive a defeated result. You're fighting the clock.
Okay, that's different. I would say who has more. No, because that's still kind of cheesy. So this kind of this does not allow you to make the game last forever, which I can definitely see that in Raid, like games just lasting forever.
As much as you're fighting your opponents here, so don't try and stall out for the win. On top of the sheer awesomeness of fighting
Now you still can plan to win in like 29 minutes, which is super annoying, but no.
other players in real time, there'll be dedicated live arena quests, new artifacts, a new addition to the Great Hall where you can
No way.
spend your hard-earned live arena crests, and other rewards
What is this? Wait, what? I don't understand this. What?
to look forward to. But we'll talk about all that later. Those are the two main features we'll be working on in the near future, but we also have some
So wait, doing this lets you have stronger teams in your dungeon runs? Interesting. That's what I'm getting from that.
significant quality of life updates coming too. First of all, we're
Okay, wait, okay. Expanded multi-battle settings, yes. I haven't been asking for this, but me using a lot of more multi-battles, I see that, like, sometimes I don't want to see blue. Like, I don't want to see blue artifacts no more right now. Because they're nice, but, like, I feel like I'm at the point where I need 3 rolls, not 2. Improved artifact management and multi-battles? Wait, what? I don't know what this means. To me, this means the same thing. New artifacts and accessory sorting options. Nice. Improve fragment summons UI. Ooh. That's gonna be cool to look. What was I looking for? Quality of life. Hopefully this does it. Um, I was looking, yeah, Tavern, leveling up champions in Tavern needs to be improved, hands down. Um, yeah, you guys let me know. Off the top of my head, that's the only thing I can come up with.
Going to make separate multi-battle settings for various game modes and even for some individual dungeons. This should make it even easier to customize your farming teams and ensure they don't run into any trouble during their artifact hunts. We are also expanding your artifact selling options in multi-battle mode. Right now, you can only choose what rank of artifacts you want to get rid of, but we're changing it so you can pick which artifacts you want to keep based on the rank, rarity, type, set, specific substats, or any combination of these
That's huge.
factors. It won't be difficult to set up, and it'll make your
That is big.
farming a lot smoother. We're also adding a new sorting option for artifacts and accessories that'll allow you to sort your gear by stats.
Oh my god, yes, thank you. Dear God, dude. Summoner's War already has this.
For players with many artifacts, it should help you keep on top of things. Finally, we're going to sort out the chaos that is the Fragment Summons
this
tab.
is just
Champions that are currently unavailable by any means will be hidden from the list, unless you've got at least one of their fragments. It's a small enough change, but it'll make navigating Fragment Summons much easier. And
yes and no. If you have a lot of fragments, you're gonna still have a lot.
finally, it wouldn't be a What's
New
Next video without
champions.
showing off some awesome new champions in the pipeline.
Right.
Many of these fabulous
Damn. That is sick. That's super sick.
barbarians, fashionable ogrins, and their friends are all but ready to jump into the summoning pool and join the fight for Teleria.
Oh,
A few
damn.
are still in the early stages of development, and we need to iron out some new mechanics.
That means it's
They'll
gonna
be
take a
worth the
while.
wait, and we think you guys will love them. And that's it for this episode of What's Next in Raid. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to keep up with all the exciting stuff coming this year. Until then, happy raiding!
Well then, that is some crazy news. We have a lot to look forward for. I kind of can't wait for the dungeon stuff and the real-time arena stuff because then I can farm up. Yeah, so it seems like you'll be getting stronger dungeon teams by doing real-time arena, live arena, whatever you want to call it, which is very nice. Very interesting. We'll see the pacing. I think they only said 4 battles a day, though. Raid is a grind, dude. Oh my god, that's so lame. It's only. I mean, to be fair, in Summoner's War, 30 battles is a lot. 30 battles can take you 2 to 3 hours. So, doing only 4 a day is actually some, I guess, decent news. I would say like 10. If they can bump it up to 10, that'll be nice because then you can like really get into it. And then also in Summoner's War, you can create rooms that don't give you points, that don't do anything other than they help you strategize. Like you can get into battles with people that join a lobby, or you can just battle your friends and invite them and test stuff out. So hopefully they do something like that too. Yeah, other than that, I'm just waiting for more news. I will. Oh, another quality of life would be more champion slots. Let us buy more champion slots and also reduce the price. Reduce that price. It's 14 million for 10 more slots. Come on, game. Come on, that's so much farming you gotta do. Nah, that's too much. But other than that, thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Check out the Patreon. Check out the other YouTube videos. How you guys like this reaction type videos? I was thinking about doing it, but like I'm kind of lazy. And on Raid, it's like I'm usually late, so luckily I was early this time. So yeah, tell me your thoughts on the video, and see you guys next time. Dragon Abyss out. Patreon.